Oh, I could have done that. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. I just forgot to do that before I sit down.
I'm going to find this. It still wants to discuss the county fair.
Oh, does it?
Yes.
Next meeting.
I'm all done with that.
Tom is over it.
Okay. Oh, here we go. So now I want to find the meeting. So this one. It's on Monday. This one right there. Oh. Oh, there's Jen. She's already on. And Patricia. There. Okay. Okay, we're good.
So, yep.
Good afternoon. It is Monday, June 1st. Commissioner Van Beek and Commissioner White are here in the Commissioners meeting room. Monica Reeves is doing our deputy clerk work for us, and we are here actually for a public hearing, and that is to consider a request by Justin Burdick for a conditional rezone, and that's case number CR 2019-0015. And also, he is requesting a preliminary plot and final plot for Burdick subdivision, and that's case number SD 2019-0044. So we are doing this meeting by WebEx. We have Justin Burdick is here in person in the Commissioners meeting room, and he is the only individual signed up to testify. So before we get started, we have some folks on WebEx who may or may not want to testify. Oh, I see. You're right, Monica. Thank you. If you are on the phone or on WebEx and you wish to testify, would you please identify yourself?
I'm David Crawford with B&A Engineers.
And are you in favor or opposed, and do you wish to testify?
I am in favor, and I am a representative of the applicant should he need me to answer any questions.
Okay, we'll go ahead and swear you in. That way that'll be all covered in the event that you do need to testify. We have a call-in user. If the first numbers are 208-521.
Yes, this is Randy and Judy Holloway.
Okay, are you in favor or against?
I'm neutral in it. I'm not against it or.
Okay.
I don't want to testify. I'm just
Neither one of you
getting information. Mm-hmm.
Okay, neither one of you wish to testify.
I don't want to testify, no.
Correct. Okay. Okay, very good. And let's see. Julianne L. Shaw, you are on staff. So I guess anybody else that we have missed on WebEx or on the telephone?
I think we got him. Jen Almeida, Tricia Nilsson, Justin Burdick, David Crawford. Do you swear or from the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? So help you God?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Jen.
Thank you, Madam Chair. If it's okay with the chair, I will go through my presentations for the rezone and the subdivision, since they're both tied together.
Very good.
We'll start with the presentation for the conditional rezone portion of this request. The subject property is approximately 26.24 acres. Current zone is agriculture. Future land use is also agriculture. It is not within an impact area. As shown on the screen, this is a portion of the future land use map, which shows the property as designated as agriculture on the future land use map. The surrounding area from this property contains residential and agricultural uses. Those are shown on the aerial, which is Exhibit 5 in your packet. That also shows that there are 5 platted subdivisions within 1 mile, and those subdivisions have an average lot size of 10.62 acres. The subject property is a portion of a platted lot that was within Mukau Acres subdivision. That subdivision has an average lot size of 8.43 acres, and the applicant's request before you today is to rezone for the purpose of creating a 5-acre lot and a 21.17 acre lot. And that would be similar to what exists in the area. On your screen is Exhibit 7, which is the zoning map. It shows primarily agriculturally zoned properties with the exception of rural residential zoning located north of the subject property, and that's shown in yellow, where the Canyon Creek Lane is just east of Southside Boulevard. The subject property is located within a nitrate priority area. The applicant will be required to adhere to Southwest District Health regulations throughout the development of the site. Southwest District Health is also a signatory on the plat, and they have signed the final plat for this project. The proposed lots will have access to Glendale Road via a shared ingress-egress easement. The applicant has gained approval for the crossing of the Waldoval Canal Wasteway, and that's Exhibit 20 in your packet. Nampa Highway District Number 1 had no objection to the conditional rezone so long as their standards are met. Staff has found that this request meets the standards of review for conditional rezone. Planning and Zoning Commission also recommended approval of the request on February 6th of this year. And we have provided findings of fact, conclusions of law and order for the board's consideration in Exhibit 1. I'll briefly go over the subdivision plat that's related to this project for Burdick subdivision. Burdick subdivision contains 2 residential lots, one 5-acre lot and one 21.17 acre lot. Individual domestic wells and septic systems will be used, and there will be a shared access ingress-egress easement to Glendale Road, which is a public road. Keller and Associates has reviewed the plats, and their comments are found in Exhibit 4, as well as added to conditions of approval. No written objections to the plat were received. Both plats meet Idaho Code and Canyon County Article 17 requirements for both the preliminary and final plat. Staff is recommending approval along with the proposed conditions of approval as outlined in Exhibit 1. And I would just like to note that the applicant has met all the required conditions that would be required prior to any signature on the final plat. And they have also obtained all necessary signatures on the plat Mylar. Staff is recommending approval of both of these, the preliminary plat and final plat, and I would stand for questions.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I have a question for you. I'm just confirming information that's in the staff report, but this is part of a land division that has maximized, exercised all of its splits, and so there's not a building permit available to either the 5-acre or the 21-acre or the thing as a whole, 26-acre, correct?
Correct. Commissioner Van Beek, the 26.64 acres as it currently exists today does not have a building permit available to it. The applicant is requesting a conditional rezone to be able to build on the land and also to create an additional 5-acre lot. So,
Right, and
go ahead.
I'm sorry, so he'll be building on the 5-acre portion?
That is
This
my understanding. He would be building on the 21 acre.
On the 21.
But perhaps he could clarify that just to make sure that I'm recollecting that correctly. But his wish is to create 2 parcels, and both of them would have a building permit.
Okay. And his intent, I guess, again, this would go back to having him provide that information, but he's not wanting to develop this, obviously, I guess, by allowing the development agreement and that conditional rezone to be on there.
Correct. The applicant's intent is to be able to build and also retain most of the land for agricultural purposes. When he purchased the land, there was not a building permit available, so he's trying to
Okay.
correct that through this process and also grant the ability for the 5-acre lot to be created.
And I appreciate that. So that was my next question. The splits that have happened on this, and some of them did not, according to your staff report, they didn't have I guess, the blessing of DSC in that.
Correct, Commissioner Van Beek. This particular parcel was once part of a larger platted lot, which was described as part of the Mukau Acres subdivision. So it was, as it was platted, it was a 34-acre parcel. That was split into 2, and part of that is what you have before you today. The remaining part is already built upon.
So
So if
can I
you look,
oh, go ahead. No, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, an Exhibit 17 in your packet, that shows the original configuration of the lot.
And can you cross-reference that? I was going to look at Exhibit 3. 17 is harder, at least for me to read, but Exhibit 3 is a part of the plat. If you look at that, and that lighter purple area, so is that box that's there, the Mukau Acres, and then you've got on the north of those outside of the red, it looks like you've maybe got 3 or 4 houses, so that would have taken up the administrative divisions on that. Am I thinking of that correctly?
They weren't actually administrative divisions, Commissioner Van Beek. They were actually a subdivision plat.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, so those lots that are just to the north of this parcel, south of Glendale Road, are actually lots within a platted subdivision, which is the Mukau Acres subdivision.
Okay. But all of that was done before he purchased it, is what I'm hearing you say. That.
Correct. It was platted in 2006.
Okay. I appreciate the information. Thank you.
Any more questions for Jen? Okay. Justin, we'll hear from you. Name and address, please.
Justin Burdick, 6285 Burdick Place in Kuna. So I'm happy to answer any questions. And I can, as far as what our intent is, we are wanting to build on the 21.17. Our family owns the 160 acres that borders this ground to the east. And so we just wanted that extra parcel to our kids or another family member wanted to build. We just had that option, and it was simpler just to do it all at once rather than have to come back later. So that's our goal.
You have quite a bit of ground out there, then. What's the point of separating off the 5-acre parcel?
Just for that reason, just so we have another, if one of our kids or brother-in-law, sister-in-law, anybody to build at that point. Our intent is not to build on that 5 anytime soon. We just want it available later on down the road if we ever wanted it. So.
And you are the landowner and the one doing the farming on the ground?
We lease it to a farmer, but once we build, we will take over the hay ground on it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And our goal is there's a dry hump kind of in the middle of it. That's where we want to build. So we won't disrupt any of the farm ground.
Are you, and you've read the development agreement
It is,
and you're good with all the conditions in the development agreement? Thank you.
Madam Chair, just like to say the WebEx worked well, even when I tuned into it as I was kept coming here from Meridian, and you know what? I heard everything.
Okay.
That worked quite well. I was pretty pleased with that.
Okay, so we're doing both at one time, the conditional rezone, and then we have the plot too. Did you have any questions, Commissioner Dale? For
No, I
Jen,
think,
or-
Leslie asked a couple questions there that I think were good. I just knew those answered. Pretty satisfied that we got everything we need here.
So it's Melba, the Melba School. Okay. Very good. I was wondering, I couldn't find that earlier, so let me see. I want to
I'm
make
sure
sure.
I'll make the motion then, if you're ready for that.
Yes.
So based on the findings of facts and conclusions of law and order reasons contained, I recommend I move that we approve case BR 2019-0015, a request for a conditional rezone of parcel R2A292102C0 from A agricultural to an CRRR conditional rezone residential be approved, and then the conditions are enumerated there.
And how about that? Wow, who's going to do that one?
Yeah, and thank you very much for that.
You betcha.
I will also move that we approve the preliminary plat and the final plat for Burdick subdivision case SD 2019-0044.
No, second. Moved and seconded to approve conditional rezone and the preliminary and final plat. All in favor?
Hi.
Aye. Okay. There's very good. And you have the final plot?
We
Get
also
that
have
signed?
the ordinance,
Oh, we did not.
for the rezone. There's a set of findings, an ordinance, and a development agreement.
Need a motion for that?
Okay, we will. Yes.
Madam Chair, I'll make the motion that we approve the ordinance and the findings and facts, conditions and all that goes along with this action that we've already approved.
And the development agreement.
And the development agreement, yes, ma'am.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve the ordinance and the development agreement and the findings of fact. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And then we don't have a notary, so I spoke to Jen earlier. She said Mr. Burdick can make a reservation, an appointment with DSD,
Okay.
and they can help him obtain a notarized signature in there.
Madam Chair.
Yes.
So
We're okay to
initially,
sign
when I
this.
talked with Monica, that was the plan. It sounds
Uh-huh.
like that Kathy from our office is actually going to come over and
Oh.
notarize his signature.
Very good. Very good. Thanks, Jen.
Thank you.
So hang out.
Anything else? That will conclude this meeting. Thank you, Jen.
Thank you.
Do we need to wait to notarize this to?
I mean, that's up to you. Yeah, your
We don't need
signature doesn't
notary.
have to be notarized.
Okay.